It's like give a mouse a cookie. Give her 177, 11111.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it keeps us
It fuels
going.
me. Even if it's your best friend, I don't care who it is. You don't really know the root of that or the beliefs behind that or what's going on.
I don't mean to be really like religious and Bible-y about this because I don't think I've ever read the Bible.
If we can do it, you can do it.
Brutal.
A little bit.
Love you though.
Wow, that really inflated my ego.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
So sorry. Say hi one more time.
Hi.
Hi. Welcome back to the pod.
Welcome back.
We're doing Q&A part 2.
Yes, we are.
Part dos.
Can I toot my own horn for
Yes.
a quick second?
Please, always.
I had my first viral moment.
Oh my God, how did we not talk about this in the last episode?
I don't know, but how fun.
No, guys. Meadow's a TikToker.
1.6 million views at the time I'm saying this. That's the most I've ever had. That's so fun.
Yeah.
On a video that I like didn't think twice about, don't really make it in that style, was like, this is whatever. Like didn't even.
Which is how that happens.
That's exactly what Dana said.
Just saying.
Dana was like, the second I saw it, I was like, told you so.
No, the second I saw that video,
I knew you would all
I said
think
this
that.
shit is gonna go so viral.
Yeah.
And it did.
It's very fun.
So follow her on TikTok.
I have more than double the amount of TikTok followers on Instagram now, which is
Girl, you're
crazy to me.
Killing it.
Thank you so much.
Carrying
it's
us
been
on
very
your
fun.
back, girl.
Not at all. But it's been very fun because the comments are like really cute. Like people are like giving each other prompts and supporting each other.
Yes.
The TikTok is literally just me telling you an idea to use ChatGPT to make a visualization to help you manifest.
I embarrassingly still need to do it.
Oh, it's really fun.
Because
You'll like it.
it's a really good idea.
You'll really like
It's
it.
a
I'll
really
read
good
you
idea.
mine. It's really cute.
Okay.
Anyway,
Sit up.
fun little
Okay.
moment. So now I have a new chip on my shoulder because
Because you're famous.
I've had one viral moment.
No, I mean, a big deal and a really good one. And I like that that was the one that went viral because it was very you,
Thank you.
which is how it happens.
It was really fun.
Follow her on TikTok. It's
Thank you.
At It's Meadowlark.
Thank you very much for the plug.
Always. All right. We're doing a Q&A. Not to take away from your moment,
No.
but we're diving in.
Dive in.
We're ready. Okay. First question. What media is inspiring you right now?
Okay, first of all, love
Great
that question. Second of all, something that we've talked about on a previous episode that still don't know if you've watched yet. Priya Krishna's New York Times
did watch
series.
it.
How incredible is that series?
I watched it. It's really good.
She's again so you to me, where she gets to like the story of the person behind the story in a way that I think both of you do really beautifully, and I just find it so fascinating, so well done. I find her like respectful and engaging and cool, and I that's one thing that I've recently been binging that I love.
Oh, it's really good.
It's really good.
It's very good.
Also,
What-
to be political
No,
for a
go.
second,
Yeah.
Breaking Points
Okay.
is a really cool YouTube medium when you feel pretty exhausted from traditional media outlets in regards to political structures.
Sing it, sister.
I find them having conversations on each side, down the road, multiple perspectives, fact-based. They were with a network and left because they couldn't fund the stories they wanted to because of who was sourcing their and so they left to preserve that integrity. I just find them pretty damn refreshing. So from a political
it.
standpoint, Breaking Points.
Okay, what media is inspiring me right now? I have been rewatching really old Oprah interviews.
Cool.
Just it started as like in preparation for something, and
Yeah.
now I'm just like really diving in.
Oh,
I rewatched.
Send me ones that stand out to you.
Yeah, I will. I rewatched an old, I think it was old, like 2002 interview, really famous one that she did with Whitney Houston.
Cool.
And just the way in which she's able to talk to somebody and ask questions that are otherwise like really uncomfortable to ask. She asks them and she's not scared to ask things, but she asks things respectfully and she is like burrowed in your brain. Like she's so smart at the way she asks questions that like you don't know what's coming next. And I think she does it in a really still respectful way.
Cool.
And so I've been really loving, I'm just like learning a lot watching those. So I've been really enjoying that. And on a toxic bullshit,
Cool.
Tell Me Lies is back.
Oh, Dana was talking to me about that last night about how you and her are very excited. And she was very quickly like, Gabby and I are obsessed. You would not like it. Don't watch it.
No, you'd hate it. First of all, tangent, they're on a whole press tour because it just came back. The theme of it is like a really toxic relationship in college.
Okay.
The way that they are doing press compared to It Ends With Us, it does romanticize it slightly where like it's gross.
Toxic or abusive?
Toxic.
Okay.
but like emotionally abusive
Sure.
and very manipulative, and the guy is fucking psychotic.
Okay.
Like bar none. But so it doesn't romanticize it, but like you like almost want them to fuck again
Yeah.
type of thing.
Yeah.
So it's this like hot, but like you hate, like he's horrible.
Yeah.
This season they're doing a better job of, I think just because now we know he's actually like a demon, that you don't want that as much. But in the first season, you're like fighting with yourself, which was, I think, was the point.
Sure.
But anyway, on their press tour, they say like, you know, I think we're really proud of how we're not trying to romanticize this, and we want to make sure that if somebody sees themselves reflected in this relationship, they know it's wrong, and they can talk to a friend, they can talk to an expert, they can leave. Like you always have a choice. Just the way that they're talking about it, I'm like,
Cool.
thank you.
Thank God.
But it's really good. It's just bullshit city, and the actors are great. And I wanted to, I'm not even kidding, be like freaking live streaming the next episode from my Instagram, because I was yelling at my TV by myself, and I was like, I must communicate this
I
with
would
somebody.
pay to watch that.
It's
I feel
great.
like even not watching the show, would love to watch that.
The actors are just, I love the main girl. She's awesome.
Cool.
And you kind of hate her.
Yeah.
Because that's what I also like about it, is like it's a very humanizing show where the main character is a fucking bitch sometimes and makes shitty decisions, and she's a bad friend.
But not
But
enough
she's
so
also
that you're still
21.
rooting for her.
You're still rooting for her.
Yeah.
She's also 21, 22.
Okay.
And like you just hope she grows out of it type thing. And so you see her progress and have a little bit more character development and a little more of like a better conscience this season.
Yeah.
It's great. Okay.
How cool. Okay.
Any experience / advice in dealing with emotionally immature parents?
So much of my unpacking with my mom, who's still alive, has been coping with the fact that she is a relationship different with my siblings than she does with me, and wanting to be parented in a certain way that I'm not.
Yeah.
And I'm not calling her emotionally immature, but I do think that I'm an older soul than she is. And so I think there's moments where we can run into that, where I'm like begging to be parented in a certain way, but like not with my external circumstance, but internally.
Yeah.
And she's parenting me in the way that makes sense for her. And I want her to do what makes sense for her, but there's like that frustration there. And I think when I started doing I don't even want to say like reparenting or parent yourself, because again, like pop psychology gets a hold of these concepts on TikTok and runs wild. And it's, I don't know, I'm not trying to placate into those terms, but I think when I started loving myself and giving myself the needs that I was begging for from my mom in the way that I wanted them, and I gave them to myself, my relationship with her has been exponentially better, more open. We got closer. I'm getting more of what I want from her just as a result of like the freedom of letting her exist as she is and giving it to myself.
Yeah. I mean, I completely agree. I think the thing with these questions is I always want to give the caveat of like, it sucks,
Yeah.
you know?
Well, I want to say I would never call my mom emotionally immature. I just think we're different in that. So like, if you're really dealing with someone that is like not even willing to have conversations with you, that's really fucking hard.
Yeah.
Really fucking hard.
But I really think it is just like that, trying to give yourself what you feel like is lacking, and B, just kind of understanding that it might not be your hill to die on to try and fix them and change them. And it's a lot of us were put here to like try and break these generational traumas or curses or whatever it is that you want to call it. And so yeah, again, I don't mean for this to sound like this is so easy and it's going to solve your problems and it's fine, but it is just like a really tough situation that I have a lot of empathy and sympathy for you and compassion for you. And I just want you to get the best out of the situation that you can, which might just mean having to just let go.
And whatever
try-
that looks like for you in this circumstance. Yeah.
Yeah. And try and have those conversations. 'Cause again, like it's not your job to fix them, but I understand of when you want to have a dynamic and a relationship with somebody and now you are both adults, you do want to, like, if you do have the gift of that knowledge to be able to try and like be the one to bring people together and help people see another side or help meet you where you're at or whatever. But I can also imagine how exhausting that can be. So I would also just offer you finding your own support system as well outside of that.
Nurture
like,
the ones that do light you up and make you feel like they're meeting you where you're talking about.
and just have an outlet. So whether that's a therapist or an expert or whatever, just having that outlet to be able to make sure that you're also being supported in that journey.
my exact thoughts. Yeah.
Love
No
it.
notes.
Next cue. Okay, how do you know the meaning behind signs from the universe? What if you keep seeing a sign and don't know what it stands for? This just reminds me of like
I love this
all
question.
those funny TikToks where it's like give a mouse a cookie. It's my favorite example for everything. Give a mouse a cookie, like give a bitch
Great
one
book.
fucking spiritual, give her 177 that she sees somewhere. 11111
Yeah.
tattooed on my fucking arm. We run with it 4 miles. It is our caffeine.
Yeah.
And it keeps us
It fuels
going.
me. It absolutely
It
fuels me.
Fuels me.
It fuels me. Fuels my
Something
spirit.
really came to mind really quick. I'm sorry I'm
Okay.
jumping
No.
to interrupt you. Okay. One of the things that I think has helped me, because again, guys, you're recovering fucking tarot reading addict. over
Yeah.
here. One of the things that has helped me is whenever I'll see like a sign or synchronicity, I try not to read too deeply into it. So I love knowing and playing with the fact that we're in a dance with the universe and we're working together and we're co-creating. So when I do see that, I intuitively will be like, oh, that's a sign or whatever. And I'll just be like, thanks. Thanks. And I keep it pushing. I don't suddenly break up with my man
Right.
or make a change or quit my job or whatever the fuck. If we're talking about like
A wink and a nod.
yes,
Yeah.
obviously there's bigger signs than you seeing fucking 1111 somewhere or like a 444 to keep going. But when those little things happen, I'm like, thanks team.
Yeah.
I see you, I feel you, and I
Totally.
keep pushing,
Totally.
you know?
I feel the same way. I think when it comes to this specifically in terms of how are you interpreting them and like what to do if you see one that you don't know, I would really recommend learning from Gabby's example and not outsourcing your intuition. So in the same way you watched tarot and was like, everything's a sign, I think signs are only meant for you when you know they're meant for you. So I would get really clear on like what, like I'm so clear on like what's my brother saying hi to me, what's Aaron's mom saying hi to me, what's just a nod from guides and spirit. Like there's different delineations that are like a full body, yes, I know what this is. And I think there's the difference between like seeing angel numbers and having no connection with them other than the fact that they seem fun and like seem like winks and nods, and things that like really resonate with your soul and mean something to you. So like I wouldn't attach yourself to meaning that doesn't mean anything to you.
Yeah.
Because I think that's where you can get really tripped up. However, if you're seeing something recurring and you don't know what it means, I think that's a really cool opportunity to explore like, I don't know, like free associating journaling. Like if it's the color green in a specific way, like what does green remind you of? How does it make you feel? What does it make you feel safe? Like what are your first memories of green? Like kind of like exploring what things mean to you specifically can help decode how the universe is flirting with you.
To Be Magnetic does a really good job about talking about these things in terms of like the shiny, when you're asking for something, is it a bridge? Is it a shiny carrot? Is it like all their fun little
Totally.
terms?
Totally.
So if you're into this and want to dive deeper into it, I always
They're the
recommend We Love
best.
TBM.
We have a code.
We do have a code.
Thoughts or TMV? We'll
It's in
confirm
the
and put it in the
description,
thing.
in the show notes.
We use them and swear by them.
No, they're
truly.
great. Because a lot of times when you're asking for stuff, then you're like extra hyper aware of the things that are then coming through. But that's even a fun game because you don't have to accept everything that's coming through.
Exactly.
I don't mean to be really like religious and like Bible-y about this because I don't think I've ever read the Bible. But there is a story. Guys, I'm not going to know the actual story, but it's something about like a fisherman is like out stranded in the ocean and he's telling God, like, please come help me, like save me. And I think it's like something about like God keeps sending him like a boat or keeps sending him all of these things and he keeps denying it because he expected to be. This is a really wrong story. Like I'm not saying this correctly at
I'm
all,
not
but
gonna be able
now
to
I'm
correct
making
you
up my
'cause I
own.
don't know
I'm making up my
context.
own parable.
Great.
God's sending him stuff that's like there to save him, and he's not taking it because I
Because he
think
wants it to look in a certain way.
yeah, I think the moral of the story is like he wants to be fucking airlifted out of there. And he's like, God, why aren't you helping me? Why aren't you saving me? And he's like, what do you mean? I sent you 75 things to help you,
Yeah.
but you weren't paying attention and you were only looking for the one thing that you wanted.
Yeah.
So I think that's another, again, butchered that story from the Bible, but it is not a mentality of be open to the way that things can come to you and be presented to you. And it might not look like the exact story you have in your head. And that's where your intuition comes in of, what feels good.
And other people's signs don't have to be your signs.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, I would like really encourage you to get clear on what is yours and what isn't. And you can still appreciate and have gratitude for other things that are fun, but get really clear on like what things mean for you. And I don't mean like you always have to see the sign and know what it means. I mean in terms of like, it's like the full body yes. Like just develop that intuition, play with that intuition a little bit.
Okay. Wow. I now want to know what the actual fucking
That's so funny.
parable
There's,
is. It's
I mean,
something
there's
about
no
that.
way I'm going to be able to give you any context to that.
No, but it's something
So,
like that. And it's a good meaning. Okay.
I liked the moral.
I like the moral too. Skincare. What's hot and what's a skip?
Okay, my routine has changed recently because you've influenced me. Surprise, surprise. So the two things that are severely hot on fire for me right now, lotion P50 1970 W or whatever, the original formula. Wow. I mean, anything for me to like lean into my French side too, you know what I mean? And I just think whether you get that product or not, exfoliation is a huge step that no
Chemical.
one should, and physical. I mean, don't use a fucking St. Ives scrub, but like a chemical and physical exfoliation should be happening weekly a lot.
Depending on your skin.
The Dr. Barbara Sturm, whatever, and Dermalogica. It's dry, a powder, and you just mix it with water. It's really, really
Okay.
good.
Maybe I need to integrate.
So I definitely would do both. A vitamin C is non-negotiable for me. Again, whatever brand and budget you have, you can go all the way to SkinCeuticals,
Paula's Choice is good for vitamin C.
Paula's Choice. Also that Clear Stem one I really love. You put me onto
Oh,
them. I
Clear
really
Stem,
love it.
guys.
What's interesting,
good.
it's really good. What's interesting about that one, which is new for me, is I always was told that you put vitamin C on in the morning to prevent against environmental factors. Theirs you use at night and you put it on and you have to wait 10 to 15 minutes and let it sink into the deeper layers of your skin before following up with additional stuff.
I got to change that.
Okay, so that's how you use
That's
it. So
tea.
be clear about that. But that has really done it for me recently. And if you're entering your 30s or late 20s, babe, hate to break it to you, you got to use a retinol. You can use an A313. You can go, my derm just gave me a script, which she gave me Trentanoin or whatever, which I've tried once and wasn't huge on, but she gave me a script for it. So that might be interesting to explore, which is like a different type of retinol, I think. But in general, exfoliation, vitamin C, retinol, non-negotiables.
There's good retinol alternatives if your skin can't handle retinol.
Yes.
So look into
Yeah.
those for sure.
Wait, well, let's do your faves and then let's do skip. 'Cause
Sure.
I love
Oh,
that.
no, go ahead for skips.
Well, I
if
have
you
to
want.
think. No, you answer
Okay.
what you like first because I have to think.
P50 is that fucking bitch, and she always will be.
Yeah.
Clear
Are
Stem.
you using 1970 or no?
I'm using the original now.
Okay.
Clear Stem. But first of all, P50, like nothing makes your face feel like a baby's ass.
Literally.
And just like
Bright, even
brightened,
toned, clear.
fine lines.
Yep.
Really helpful for
Yeah.
just everything. And it gives you that like sting that you want. It smells like ass, but it's great.
Aaron will literally be like, I have a headache, get away from
No,
me.
yeah,
Like,
I was like, what the fuck is
he
on
calls
your
it
face?
garbage juice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's nice garbage juice.
Yeah.
Clear Stem changed my life. Like truly changed my life. We have a code for you guys, 15% off.
Oh, yeah, we have a code for that too.
Thoughts.
Oh, they have
Code
codes.
Thoughts.
Yeah.
It's also in the description.
Good job. You put me onto them and
They're really great, especially if you struggle with hormonal acne or it's just like really, I don't feel weird recommending it to people because everybody has such sensitive different types of skin. And that is one of those companies that I'm like,
feels
you'll-
pretty universal.
Yeah, I'm like, it's clean, it's good, it's not gonna.
You know, my friend Lauren Elizabeth, she said it was the only reason why she didn't get acne throughout her pregnancy. She was
Wow.
like, that's what I used.
No, it's really good.
So like, even if you're pregnant, yeah.
I really like, okay, here's my thing. I can't handle certain like niacinamides and stuff. So for me, if we're doing skips, I think like Rhode, other than their
Road
milk.
breaks people out.
I love the milk. I use
Milk
the
is
milk every morning.
amazing.
That milk is
Yeah.
so good. I put it on my arms for my KP. I love it.
Yeah.
Milk, drench me in it. The rest of her
serum and cream,
skincare,
if
her
you're-
makeup's awesome. The
Nice.
serum
It's
and
a lot of
cream
niacinamide. I
breaks
like
me
it,
out.
but I know like Riley can't use it either. Yeah.
Can't, breaks me out. What else is a skip for me? Something that you love, fucking Weleda skin food bullshit.
Yeah, I love that
It's
stuff.
too thick, breaks me out like
Yeah.
crazy.
I have friends that say that
Can't
too.
handle it.
I have a skip that I think is going to shock you.
Oh, please.
Do
Do's a skip lately.
change their formula.
Yeah.
And Deliverance and Instant Angel Cream.
Yeah.
I have
Yeah,
little
that
breakouts
cream
on my
broke me
cheeks right
out.
now. And it's because I've confirmed they changed their formula recently and I can't use it anymore. And I used to love that stuff and
too.
swear by it.
Me too.
And now it's a skip. I'm really sorry.
That's honestly really fair. And that makes
Yeah.
sense. I didn't know that they changed their formula,
Change
but
the formula. And it shows.
I got another one of the moisturizers and it broke me out.
Yeah, it
It
shows.
sucked because I really liked that
I
moisturizer.
love that moisturizer.
Although it didn't give me enough moisture. I remember I went home and I was complaining and I was telling my sister, I was like, I think I need to get Botox, which I didn't want to start doing at this age, but I have all these wrinkles. I mean, Los Angeles, California, fuck you.
So
You guys
dry.
make my skin horrific. When I
Yeah.
go to Miami, I'm like a plump fucking newborn and I
Yeah.
come back here and it's like horrible. And I have all these fucking little forehead fine lines and shit. I'm going to try microneedling before I
want to do
Botox.
microneedling so badly.
Yeah, I was
wanna
talking to
do
my
it so
derm about it and
badly.
he was like, just do microneedling to like first.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was using the Dew moisturizer at the time, and my sister was like, bitch, you just need a better fucking moisturizer. The Clear Stem moisturizer is fire.
I used a different one than
one's
you.
really
I
good.
used that kind of jelly one.
Oh.
You use that thicker one. But I did just get that recently. That one I think will be my best friend in the winter. Right now it's a little thick for me.
I need it.
Maybe I'll give it to you and I'll get the gel one because right now it's a little thick for me, I think.
What's another skip?
I know. I want to think of another good skip too.
Honestly, anytime a makeup
I thought of one too.
company puts out skincare, I'm always freaked out by it.
Same.
What do you think of?
Expensive hyaluronic acids. Girl, go to the Japanese dollar store. They're like the best ones I've ever had. And they're $11. Like you don't need an expensive hyaluronic acid is a great, it's really moisturizing. It's a totally great ingredient. There's no reason to be spending this much money on it.
I feel like I've heard a lot of skincare people say that.
Really? Oh, wow, that really inflated my ego.
Yeah. Also, an expensive face wash for me.
Skip.
Because it's coming
Yeah.
off your fucking face.
Yeah.
I mean, I
no.
currently use Clear Stem, but I just
I love this
sometimes-
the green clear stem wash is my favorite thing in the entire world.
It's great.
I don't think you need an expensive face wash. That grainy one from Clear Stem I really like, but I think if I'm gonna repurchase,
I think I have like the orangey or pink. I just have
yeah,
like, the
you have a
face
different
wash.
one than
Yeah.
me. I like mine.
Okay.
If I'm gonna repurchase, I love the Youth to the People Kale Green, which is a little bit pricey to be a face wash, but that shit just like really doesn't break me out. Clean ingredient, like that feels so safe to me.
I did use that one for a while.
You know what's not a skip? You know what's hot? And I'll talk about it all day long because Erin won't shut up about it either. Tower 28 spray.
Oh, I
That
like the Tower
hydrochloric
28
acid
It broke my
sprays.
sister out.
Really? It is
Yeah.
the only reason why I'm not breaking out over the summer. However, our friend who's also skincare obsessed said that Miracle Molecule is like the OG version formula of that she swears by. So when I run out of Tower 28, I'm going to compare, see how I feel. But I thought it was an influencer scam by how much I see people post about it. Aaron won't shut up about like how pretty he is, how many compliments he gets on. He got a compliment on his skin twice yesterday and came home and was like, "I can't wait to tell my wife." Was like, "Listen to what people think I'm so young," you know.
love him.
And he thinks it's because he's working out so much now too. And homeboy is a sweaty boy. That shit just like you can use it as hand sanitizer, like keeps you clear. I spray it on my armpits. Like I love that stuff.
Okay, let's do one more.
Sorry, yeah, I could really stay on that question for an hour.
No, of course. Okay. Any advice for talking about your mental health with others without sounding too therapized?
I think there's a difference between sounding too therapized and sounding like you're only listening to pop psychology shit on TikTok. There's a difference to me there.
Yeah, but also there's a difference of sounding too therapized.
Yes,
That might not be
absolutely,
people that are on the
absolutely. But
internet.
I do think that like people are like, oh, therapy talk, blah blah blah, and it's like, no, you're just scrolling on TikTok and using therapy terms incorrectly.
And like annoyingly.
Right. I think if we're going to the actual therapized, like you're just not trying to sound like self-grandiose and holier than thou or whatever. Honestly, any psychological concept that like you can name and has a term to, which people can take and run with, you also can just explain in really basic terms. And I think getting to the roots of like emotions and how you feel and just sharing from like a really open space without really getting into like specific verbiage or getting holier than thou and just kind of being like, this is my experience and saying it in simple terms is more approachable and helpful, frankly, to people that like maybe are not as deep into it.
I also think not projecting what your healing process looks like onto somebody else, because nothing is more
Huge.
fucking annoying. And I'm also
Huge.
guilty of this, like, duh. I think everybody that goes on some sort of like self-care, self-help journey does
Because
this.
you feel so
You want to get
liberated. You want to
excited.
give people that feeling.
Yes.
It makes so much sense.
It's annoying.
It makes so much sense.
It's annoying. And I'm
no
not
one
saying,
wants to hear it. It's not their problem. It's not their fight. Yeah, it's
I'm not
got to
saying
come
like
in a different
gatekeep
way.
your favorite
Totally.
books or your things that are helpful or whatever, because of course you want to like see people grow and flourish and expand, but projecting things of like, you should do that. You should, you should really read this. You should really talk to that person. You should really not say those things like that.
Or just because even if
Shut
you
the fuck
see, if you've like uncovered a pattern for yourself and you think you're noticing it in someone else, like you don't really know. Even if it's your best friend, I don't care who it is. You don't really know the root of that or the beliefs behind that or what's going on. So I think that is especially important in what you're saying is like being open-minded that like other people's healing journeys need to be their own. So the
100%.
best thing you can do is lead by example, really speak to like universal language. Like I like to think, what's that saying? Like you never really fully understand something until you can teach it. And like the most profound way to say something is in the simplest of terms. Lean into that. Lean into that. Which
Ooh, love that.
is I understand the irony of that coming from two girls with a mental health podcast that have done that before. Okay, I am abundantly
Yes.
clear of how fucking ironic it is to get
I'm
this
just
answer
seeing
from
the
us.
YouTube comments
Of course,
from that one video.
Of course,
But it's fine.
but it's all part of the process. So we feel you because you've
Yeah.
watched us do that and watched us move away from that.
Ugh,
So if we can do it, you can do it.
brutal.
A little bit.
Love you though.
Yeah, so much.
Okay, we wanted to make like a little mini. So I know this one was a short one, but
Short and sweet.
wanted to put it out there.
Feed the people.
All right, Choppy Skull. Thanks for listening. Bye.
TTYL.
How's it going, y'all? It's Aaron. Don't let your Monday suck. Don't have those Sunday scaries. I'm tired of everybody waking up in the week saying, shit, it's Monday. You know what goes down? TMV releases every week on Mondays. Make sure you rate and review wherever you get your podcasts. And if you're watching YouTube, yes, TMV has a YouTube. Be sure to subscribe and ring that noti bell and never miss a thing. And also, join the TMV Familia by joining the Thoughts May Vary Patreon and by following at Thoughts May Vary Pod on Instagram and TikTok. Thank you for listening.
Great.
There you go.
Thanks, AB.
Got y'all.